Have you ever looked around your home and thought, I need a bigger place? Because same. But maybe it's not about the space. What if the real issue is the stuff that's crammed into your space? Before you upgrade your flat or apartment or house, you need to understand all of the things that you're actually doing that makes you feel like you may need more space. But often the thing is over cramming. So if we lead more of a minimalist life, even if it's minimalist-ish, it will serve you a lot better, and of course you can save money in the process. Number one is the real estate lie we've been sold. Of course, modern consumerism is all about buying more stuff and then storing it, buying more stuff, then storing it. Give this impression that having a walk-in wardrobe is the best thing in the world and having excess stuff, so much clothes that you can never actually physically wear all of them in your lifetime. Or things like a spacious kitchen that's in advertisements or in influencers' homes. But most of the space that we need is actually just to store stuff that we don't even use that much. For example, do you have a 4-slice toaster, an air fryer, an oven, a microwave, multiple different cooking utensils, but you often order takeaway, so you don't even use the damn things? Do you have entire drawers full of skincare, but you mainly only use the same 3 products time and time again? And how about your wardrobe? Is your closet absolutely full and jam-packed of clothes, but you always feel like you've nothing to wear? Often we feel like more means that we're more successful, that we're better as human beings, but having more stuff doesn't equate to success or greatness. If you're not even using the damn items, they're just causing absolute clutter in your physical space and in your mind. Number 2 is the maths of clutter. The UK storage industry is worth over £1 billion. That means we're paying for storage on things that we don't even use or probably need. So let's say you've got a load of furniture in your house and you've paid over £1,000 for it, but you realise, I don't use half of this furniture, I'm just going to put it in storage. So that £1,000 of furniture that you did pay and seemingly loved is now going into storage where you pay about £200 to store it regularly. And of course, you've had to work at your job to build up that money to pay for £1,000 worth of furniture. So let's say your time is worth £20 an hour. So you've had to work 50 hours to pay for £1,000 worth of furniture. Is it all adding up? Yes, the maths gets out of control. Also, we have to think if you're currently in a 1-bed apartment and you want to go to maybe a 3-bed apartment because you want more space, you want an office, you want a big ass walk-in wardrobe, right? If you're moving to a bigger home, it also means, of course, more rent or more mortgage so that you may feel more stretched in your current income. Because if you're increasing your costs over time but your income is staying the same, that of course puts you in a bit of a detrimental situation if you lose your job, for example. And if you're only getting more space to just clutter it with more stuff, you of course aren't using your money in the best way there. Because if you're spending an extra £200 to upgrade from a 1-bed flat to, let's say, a 3-bed flat, that would be a really good deal. But even just £200 is £2,400 a year. And over 5 years, that's about 12 grand just to get more clutter. Number 3 is why less stuff can actually be more clarity and more freeing for your mind. So clutter isn't just physical, it's of course mental as well, because every time you wake up and you're rushing to work, you open your wardrobe and it's just full of stuff. You're like, man, I don't know what to feckin' wear. There's so many things in here. If you have a lot less stuff like a capsule wardrobe or the same pieces that you like to pair together, it's a lot more of an easier transition to get ready in the morning and less stressful. And sometimes your brain can register visual chaos like clutter and release a hormone called cortisol, which is like a stress hormone. So if you have too much and you can't do your day-to-day tasks around your home because there's just too many things everywhere, that can of course be a stressful environment for yourself. It can of course make decision fatigue worse, it can cause you stress, and of course it can be very time consuming to even clean your flat if you've got so many things cluttered everywhere. So have a bit of a think. You don't need more square footage, most likely you need more white space. So instead of having shelves with everything crammed on them, just have little items on there that simplify the home and the environment. Number 4 is the sneaky way to accumulate more stuff. You might have the impression in your mind, if you don't want to throw away a dress, you might be like, oh, I might use that in the future. You know, if it's a sunny day, I might wear that dress, even if you haven't worn it in the last year. Or it might be, this was on sale, that's why I got it. I got a really good deal. But you're not saving 50% in those situations. You're spending more money that you would have never have spent if you hadn't walked into that store. Or perhaps it was a gift. I can't give away this item, it was a gift. But if that gift isn't serving you and you never use it, like let's say it's a blender and let's say you don't cook at all and you don't think a blender is a decent gift for you, but you feel really bad about giving it away because someone spent their hard-earned cash on it. Fair enough. But if you never use it and it's just cluttering up your counter space and making it seem very messy, of course just give it away, because if it's not serving your purpose, then you probably shouldn't need it in your home. And that might sound mean, and I'm not one to re-gift gifts, okay, don't worry, I'm not that kind of person all the time, right? But if you receive something and it's not fitting into your lifestyle, it's of course grand to give it away to charity, give it to family, or even back to the friend. That might cause a bit of a rift, but let's see how that goes. Number 5 is what to do instead. So the first thing is you can declutter by category, not by room. So instead of walking into your bedroom and feeling totally overwhelmed with all the stuff in there, you just organize by category. For example, if you start with jeans, how many jeans do you have? Do you have 3? Do you have 5? Do you have 10? The category of jeans you can, of course, declutter down to a sensible level of items that you will only wear. And don't keep things because you feel, oh, that might fit me one day. That is a killer too. Get rid of things that don't fit you now and don't fit the lifestyle you're in right now. Same with the kitchen. If you go into the kitchen and just declutter by category, you may just go and look at all the mugs you have. How many mugs do you have? I definitely probably have too many and need to get rid of some. Do you have 20? Do you have 30? But there's only 2 of you in the apartment. Do you need those damn mugs? Get rid of stuff that you're not using and just be ruthless with it. Be like, man, if I don't even like this cup, but I'm just keeping it because it's a cup and we might have 20 people over at some stage, you need to just get rid of it. So number 2 is to measure with lifestyle and not guilt. So you can ask yourself when you pick up an item like a vase, for example, you could be like, would I buy this again if I saw it in a shop? If the answer is no, you can of course get rid of it. Or you can ask yourself, does this vase support the life that I want? And it could be like, well, no, I've got 10 vases and I want to be more minimalist. So then it can be sad to let go of a lovely vase, right? But maybe it's the time then to just understand the kind of life that you do want and then to live like that. Number 3 is to create space goals, not shopping goals. So it's about focusing on the space that you want. So instead of saying, I want to buy new cushions, you can say, I want this sitting room to be calm and intentional and minimalist and have beige colors because I love beige, right? Whoever you are, whatever you want to do, if you understand the type of goal that you want in mind, not the actual shopping activity, you will of course shop more intentionally there. And it's not about being a cheapskate or getting rid of stuff that you absolutely love, right? It's about being more intentional with how you want to live. If you really want a really calming environment and you find something like a light that costs £200, yes, that may seem expensive, but if you have the money to pay for something to create an intentional living environment, then go for it, because that's what money is meant to be used for, to be used as a tool, not just as a distraction to buy more stuff anytime we can. Number 4 is, of course, the 1 in, 1 out rule. I use this all the time and it is a bit of a lifesaver. So let's say, for example, I feel like I want a new jumper because it's getting a little chilly here and there, okay? However, when I look at my wardrobe, I do have jumpers there, but I don't wear them all the time. So I, of course, go through that category and understand, okay, which jumper can I get rid of or sell, of course, and make a bit of cash to bring in a new jumper. So it's a 1 in, 1 out strategy. So you're not constantly growing stuff. Number 5 is something that we all need to hear, right? And it's don't organize clutter, just let it go. So are you the type of person, I definitely was this, right? Where I would keep buying organizing boxes and storage boxes to store all the clutter that I never used. So what you need to do there is, of course, go through everything and get rid of stuff you don't want to use. And then, of course, if you want to buy some gorgy looking books for your shelf and you want them in a little storage box, then buy the box. But if you're only buying boxes to hold clutter you never use, that is a big red flag. So declutter first and then you can do the organizing tools that you want to do. So you might not need a bigger home, you might just need a better relationship with your stuff, because peace doesn't come from more square footage, it comes from less noise, less distractions and less clutter. And that can give you a freedom to enjoy your space and to actually live in it intentionally. If your house right now had a voice, what would it be saying to you? Would it be like, I'm suffocating with all of these stuff? Or would it be like, I'm freezing cold, there's nothing in here bar one table, help me out? What would your house say about you? For me, it would be I'm a bit eclectic. I've got some art books here. I've got poetry books. I like a bit of color every now and again, right? But definitely on the minimalist-ish side. I'm not strictly minimalist, just to get that clear, but I always try and buy stuff that's more intentional to the life I want to lead. So I like being creative. So for me, it is important to have creative things in my home. For you, it might be different. You might be more practical, or you might be more tech heavy. Whatever the life is you want to lead, you should lead that life, as long as you have the money to do it. Of course, it's not a good idea to spend $5,000 on a mattress and put that on a credit card because you want to live the best life, right? Only pay for things that you can afford, but always try and get the best quality. That will help your lifestyle out. I'll pop this video here, which I think will really help you guys on your wealth and minimalist-ish journey. Let me know down below if you have any video ideas. I'll be happy to do them for you. I always read the comments, guys, so thanks for your support. And I am nearly on that monetization train. I'm so close. So thanks again for watching the videos on my channel. Bye, guys.